let's start with character introduction then. Vanja, if you like to start, or...
No, Jens starts.
Yes. I am a Drow Warlock named Iffizik, who is a... We never actually decided on a patron, essentially. Just anything, any demon with fire in it. Just a sort of like a...
Well, there's basically Rock the Vile, who's essentially a devil smith.
Oh, Rock the Vile then. Rock the Vile? Yes, and he is...
He's a pit fiend who's very willing to grant powers to those seeking it.
Okay, so that makes sense then. Iffizik he's a drow, and he falls on the somewhat evil side of things, but he of course has found that evil is also a quick way to earn a lot of money if used in the service of good people with money. So he usually keeps his own tendencies in check and goes around destroying evil with fire for the message.
Pyromania, nice. Very well. And Vanja?
Yes, I will be introducing Scarlet Summergaze, a Bloodhunter belonging to the Order of Lycan, and she's been through some stuff. And she is very much fighting to be a true neutral within this world after having experienced both good and bad and wanting to remain mostly in the middle.
They're too extreme.
Yes, everything is too extreme and she wishes to uphold like a true neutral base.
Nice. Very well. Yep, as mentioned in the description of this one-shot, Missing in the Mist, you are all members of the monster hunting organization known as the Vestige.
All of us.
Or the Vestige, as I occasionally probably would say wrongfully. The organization was founded by some farmers that survived a monster hunt attack against their village. And so they formed this organization to never ever let this thing happen again. And during this time, the organization has evolved, or maybe devolved, to a more darker direction, as the members are more willing to adopt darker powers in order to make sure that they can fight against evil. Your group has been recently sent to a small mining village known as Orestead, located in the western part of Great Area. Your superiors told you before you left that you are hired to locate and hopefully retrieve a missing girl named Marcy Darling, who seemingly has ventured into a local forest named Rafter's Chase. What's more, she's not the first young woman to go missing into the woods. To make matters worse, perhaps, large banks of this anti-magical mist, which permeates all of Doraken, has settled in the forest itself, making casting spells maybe a bit more tricky than usual. You have also been informed that two of the agents of the Vestige are waiting for you there. One of them being the daughter of the actual mayor, a Lukan, which are these wolf-like humanoids, named Gritta. And so you set off. And before we start, I'd like to read a little poem. It would be a common theme actually in this one shot. A little girl into the darkest forest went, there to play with fairies who had very foul intent. She walked on the trails of leaves, the path the purest of black, and lost in her own thoughts, the little girl could never turn back. So, it's a dreary day when you arrive at the mining town of Orestead. The sky is grey and mist from Oblivion Rim has swept across the land and settled in large banks inside the nearby forest Rafter's Chase. The people in town are returning home from their long day of work, most of them covered in dust and grime from the iron mantle mines, and they barely give you even a single glance as they pass you by. You wander further into the village, past the Commonwealth, across the nearly empty town square, and around the Temple of Bonroll, until you finally reach your destination, the house of your client, a woman named Amanda Darling. The house is in a great state of disrepair. A couple of the roof tiles are broken or even missing, and when the door opens, it is accompanied by a shrill metallic creak. Standing in the doorframe is a human woman in her late 30s. Her hair is blonde and unkept, and her eyes red and swollen, probably from crying, from what you can tell. And her dirty clothes are stitched and patched together to the point that little of its original fabric remains. Oh, yeah, the woman says. You must be them, right? You must be from the vestige.
Yes, we are, good lady. We have been told that your lovely daughter has gone missing.
Yes, it's true. She went missing perhaps a week ago now. The hunters have found nothing. The stalkers, as they also call it, have found nothing inside the forest. And you have been informed that the stalkers are essentially the town watch and hunters of the village, located at the Stalkers Dogma, as their organization is called.
Yes. Right.
Do you know perhaps why your daughter would venture into the forest?
No, I have no idea. A couple of her childhood friends saw her wander off and they tried to follow, but when they entered the forest, she was gone.
She's never done this before?
No, never. She has never wandered into the forest. None of the locals do. It's filled with bandits and monsters and beasts. We stay far away from the forest.
What was she wearing when she went into the forest, so we can possibly look for clues? Some sort of red hood or anything like that?
No. A simple white and blue nightgown.
White and blue nightgown. Okay. And the stalkers, you said, they haven't found anything of note.
From what they told me, they have not found any traces of footprints, anything. It's as if she has vanished into the forest.
I see. Are there any... actually, I would like to roll a history check to see if I have any idea of... would that be... I suppose that would actually be arcane to know if this forest, Rafter's Chase, is commonly associated with portals into other realms and stuff like that. Would that be an arcane check, or would that be yes, let's try an arcane check. So that would be a +3, right? Wait, why am I rolling at the? I am rolling at the 100. I have been playing Call of Cthulhu last time.
Yes. Roll a luck check. Let's see.
I rolled 40. That's not bad. That's a 13.
13. You haven't heard any stories regarding magical portals, especially in Orestead. You have heard stories that the mist do weird things. Sometimes they lead into the Feywild, or sometimes into other planes of existence.
Yeah.
But it's a very rare occurrence.
Okay.
You don't know if it's the case here, but maybe not.
Right, so...
What were the names of the people who last saw her?
The name was Atma and Jacob.
Who are they? Are they villagers?
Yeah, they are. The families are miners. Jacob is a shifter, which is a race that essentially have bestial features that look like humans due to the fact that their ancestors were lycanthropes.
They are to werewolves what thieflings are to demons, essentially?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Again, they're a watered down version, essentially. And Atma is a Lukan.
A Lukan?
Yes. I think they might be at the town square at this point.
Right. Perhaps we should go have a little chat with them. Is there anything else you can tell us before we venture off? Oh, there's a small matter of have payment been discussed?
The organization will make sure they will pay.
Oh.
And from what you're told, they have been hired by the Stalkers Dogma.
Oh, I see.
So this is essentially outsourcing.
Yeah.
And you also guess from her appearance, she's not able to pay you anything.
No.
She barely has enough money to have a roof over her head.
Yes. All right.
I don't have any more questions.
No, let us see if we can find Atma and Jacob.
Yes.
Before you leave, she walks over to you, the Scarlet, and she hands you a small pendant. This is hers. I gave it to her when she turned 15.
What does it look like?
Again, it's very simplistic silver.
I can't can't touch that. I look at.
It's very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please find my glove.
Yes.
Yes, you'll get.
And you walk into it.
This.
I turn the pendant over in my hand and put it in my pocket and going, yes, perhaps I will let the girl know that we mean business. Let's go to the town here, shall we? Summerstar, Summer Sky, what's your name?
Summer's right.
Summergaze.
Summergaze.
What's your name?
Iffizik the Red.
A what?
Iffizik the Red.
I will call you Iffy.
Iffy the Red.
And he is kind of iffy, so I serve well this part.
Iffy to my foes.
So you wander to the town square?
Yes, let's go.
Yes. Okay. And you ask a couple of people around us like, where can we find Jacob and Edman? How does they live and so forth?
Yeah.
And you see when you arrive that the two young people that fit the description you've been given are actually talking right now to a fairly large, burly female Lukan and a dwarf with a pot belly and slightly balding at the front of his head, a great golden beard, wearing a heavy armor, and they are talking to you.
We stride over.
Yes. Oh, this might be our contacts here.
And you see the last woman, last Lukan says, and you have heard nothing from her since. No, miss, we haven't, Jacob says. Oh, hello there, the dwarf says as he turns around. Can I be of assistance?
We're here to figure out what happened to Marcy Darling.
Oh, you're part of the American vestige, right?
Yes.
Greetings, my name is Boka Strumbellow, and this here is Gritta. Greetings, it's nice of you to turn up. We are actually just starting the investigation right now.
Yes.
Good, we've come to join the investigation. We were just looking for Ethel and Jacob.
Yes, we would like you to ask these sweet children how to stranger danger if they seen anything, but I can tell that you've already begun the investigation there. Children, do you have any idea where your friend might be?
No, Jacob says. We saw her wander off in the night. We were returning home after a party, and we tried to call out to her, but she didn't respond. She didn't even turn her head.
Did you see her eyes by any chance?
No, we just saw the back of her head.
And is this normal? Is she usually...
No. And she had talked about she felt a bit sluggish, so that's why she wasn't at the party. So that's why we were a bit weirded out by the fact she was wandering the street.
Is it possible that she just didn't want anything to do with you? She didn't want to play, as they say.
As says, perhaps you don't know Mars like we do, but she is the sort of person who will tell you flat out if she doesn't like your company. And that's what we like about her. Always straight to the point.
Okay.
Just a quick question. As she was walking towards the forest, did she look like she was aware? Like, did she walk with a purpose towards the forest? Or
yeah, again, we could see that she clearly was having one direction in her mind, but she moved a bit like as if she was sleepwalking, maybe.
She was humming, you're saying? Sorry, no one was gonna pick up the fact that she had one direction on her mind. No one's gonna do that. Okay, cool. Some did it. Fine. I'm just gonna remove the.
have you children ever gone into the forest to perhaps party or partake in anything?
Looks like almost offended. Like, no, never. We are always told to stay out of it. But you can see Jacob's like, once I did. I didn't wander fine. I heard some voices inside.
Some voices. What were these voices like, and what did they tell you?
Nothing. get away in a conversation that just spoke common. I think there may be some sort of brigands or bandits. We are told they tend to live inside the forest sometimes.
Did you pick up on any of the conversation?
Not really. I think as soon as I heard them, I turned around and fled.
So, you younglings don't venture into the forests?
No. I did once, and that was a couple of years ago.
Well then, you children run off now. We'll have a little talk, us adults amongst ourselves now. Run along.
Oh, okay. He's like, I don't know, there's something weird about that person. I can't put my finger on it. Maybe the way he looks at me like I'm sort of prey.
Maybe the fact that he's a weird drow thing.
Yeah, exactly. Probably with a large hat.
This big old hat.
Basically like, what is the name? Bloodhunter D or something like that?
Well, actually, I'm wearing the cloak of protection, and it has a hood on it, so it's a... Yeah.
So, what's your name? I didn't catch it quite.
I am Iffizik the Red, or Iffizik, but usually people call me Iffy the Red.
Iffy the Red, I like that.
Yes, it's mainly because of my affinity for the pyrotechnic arts, and this is my associate,
Scarlet Summergaze.
Yes.
Well, so we are giving with the Red Fiend, then.
Yes, we are.
Quite a pair.
Quite, yes. She usually takes care of the more up close things, and I support from.
He's the beauty and the muscle.
Well, that's also that's one way of putting it. Yes.
And you can see that Boka is like hitting with his elbow towards Gritta, like around her hip because she's so short. That's kind of like our deal here as well. I'm also kind of beautiful lad in the back. You just see Gritta's like, yeah. So,
what information have you gotten?
I suspect not much more than you. We talked a bit with the stalkers in the area, and none of them seen any traces, not footprints, anything like that, not even remains. We kind of expected her to all been killed, unfortunately. But no traces of blood, fabric, or anything like that.
Are there any bandits close to the entrance to the forest?
They tend to stay around there. A few of them dare to venture too far into the depths where the most dangerous beasts and monsters reside.
And they haven't seen anything, or have you investigated them?
We have talked with the stalkers a couple of times. But
yes, but I mean the bandits.
No, the bandits, we hadn't entered the forest yet. We went in for reinforcement before we decided to venture in.
Well, is there any reason for us not to just set into the woods?
No, again.
As of now.
We are full force, so...
Well, let us begin, I suppose.
Yeah, well, any of you particular skilled at tracking? And you have the survival check.
I have advantage on survival checks when it's Fae, Fiends, and Undead.
Nice.
And I can recall information on them, if there are any. Yeah. And when I'm tracking them, I cannot be surprised by any such creatures.
Yes, but you can be surprised by all.
Yes! And I can only track one at a time.
Right, let us, Mr. Boka.
Boka Strumbellow.
Strum.
And you can see he actually has a harp on his back.
Strumbell.
Which is a bit weird because usually bards they tend to wear heavy armor, but he does.
Well then, lead the way to the forest. I think we have.
And you can see that Gritta just places a hand in front of him and pushes him back like, no. And so you enter the forest. When you enter the forest, you notice that your vision becomes increasingly impaired by the lingering mist, to the point that you can actually only see about 50 feet ahead of you or so forth, until it's just blocked by the opaque mist. On the ground, growing in patches around the tall pine trees and oak trees, you see white cornflowers softly waving in the gentle breeze. Then you have nature, skill in nature you can roll. You can also roll without it. in order to discern if you know anything about these flowers, for instance.
I keep wanting to pick up the D100. God, I haven't played this.
I'm thinking assist.
Yeah, certainly.
Oh, I assist you.
No, I assist you.
Okay,
Don't you have nature?
No, she has survival. But...
Oh, yeah, I don't have nature either.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I suppose it.
So roll with advantage then.
Advantage. Badoosh. That's a great use of advantage there, Jens. That's a 10 and 11. So that's an E11 on that thing.
Yeah, but again, it's not that hard to discern the nature of this flower. It's called Midsummer's Virtue, a local flower.
Mm?
And it's known to have sometimes a beneficial effect on short-term memory loss and so forth. It's also used in tea because it provides this gentle, almost chamomile taste.
Midsummer's Virtue. So it affects the memory.
I picked some up.
Yeah, yes. This might prove useful later.
Yeah.
Yes. Let us let's press on. I'm assuming she didn't just go wandering around in the forest eating wild flowers. If she did that, we probably wouldn't be here, would we?
Indeed. So you can make a survival check in order to see if you can find any treasures of her tracks. Again,
I'll assist you.
it's been a week and there has been rain, so it might be harder than you imagine.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural. Just keep it for future
You
adventures.
found a track leading into the northeastern part of the forest, and from what you can gather, you can see that tracks. There are actually a couple of tracks that have been created by foot soles.
Do they look humanoid?
Yeah, and they will fit with the description of Marcy, who is about 16 years old. Again, not fully adult, but close.
I just snap my fingers at Iffy and point.
Ah, I see. So there were actual tracks to find.
Again, they were a bit hard to find actually. You had to go a bit off the path, and you think you could understand why somebody would not notice these. Again, they're so faint. Just because of your uncanny sense, probably also because of your lycanthropic abilities, you might be able to sniff the actual footprints of the wall.
I can only do that when I am in my hybrid form.
I do this thing where I touch the track and I do like this. Yes, it's dirt.
Yes, dirt and foot.
It's dirt. Also, I love the fact that he said there are like foot tracks, and you went humanoid. So it's not like a behir wearing slippers or something like that. Just
No, because if it looked like something else, I could have.
8 pairs of. Now I just love the idea of a behir wearing boots.
Yes, I gain advantage on any wisdom checks that rely on hearing or smell, but I'll try it on the smell. 18.
Yeah, you easily. It's like almost like a scent trail you can see only for your eyes. You can follow and you just guide the rest of the party along with you. And another poem. Let not the beauty become the source of their demise, for never did they ask for this gift, never for this price. If you yet still swear to harm them, then heed my advice. Wound them once and they will burn you twice. So you enter further.
I go like this. What the fuck? This sounds weird, man.
And you wander further into the forest, and due to the fact that you actually have your smell vision on,
Smell-o-vision.
you can say something is changing as you enter this part of the forest. The fact that it is almost like clearing, only the fact that the canopy is still covering from the sky. The mist hasn't really reached this part of the forest, so it doesn't seem to be affecting, for instance, your magical abilities. And then it's this faint, very sweet scent.
Something's different.
Very sweet scent. Would that be? Are there a lot of those flowers around?
Roll perception check.
Nope. That's the one.
You can't get advantage.
You're like, where did that fucking voice come from? Jesus.
Let's see. Boka and Gritta doesn't really say anything.
Is there anything, tracks leading somewhere?
There seems to be like a natural path, probably created by animals crossing the forest.
But anything that looks like it could be Marcy's? No, continue.
No, at this part, the forest floor at this area is kind of wet and soggy. It's like moss covered, so like when she stepped, then it's just recalibrated, essentially. So you don't see any tracks any longer. And also this sweet smell seems to impair now the trace of moss.
Okay, can we figure out where this smell is coming from?
Yeah, certainly. Make a perception check still.
It's better. That's perception is what? That's wisdom?
I got 6.
I got 17.
17. You notice what is causing this smell. You also do, only too late. You see these large flowers open up from the ground. They are essentially red petal flowers, and when they open up, you see like a maw inside, like spiky teeth. Roll an initiative.
That's a very bitey flower, that is.
A bitey flower.
Bitey flower.
Mighty bitey flower.
Mighty bitey flower.
Wow.
Yes.
4?
A 4.
And a 6.
That's 6. And I also rolled a 4, but I guess we have...
Please tell me you bought those... you have the bitey flower miniatures?
No,
you didn't?
They're
They're expensive as fuck.
Those are all my miniatures.
Yeah,
well. And essentially, Gritta is standing in the middle of the area. Boka is standing here.
Yes.
And you are probably wandering up here, but stopped in your tracks.
Yeah.
And you were probably around here, Scarlet. Wandering a bit off.
I draw my hands. Which am I?
Like here?
Yeah, exactly. Roll a nature check, please.
A what?
A nature check.
Nature.
Nature.
That's no good.
Oh, 1.
Wow, that's impressive.
You need some love.
Yeah,
maybe it's because your dice are literally the ugliest dice I've ever seen. I mean, damn.
I plan on buying some new ones with sparkles.
Oh, there's a website called Meeple Sauce, not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
I mean, it's the one. Where you can get rainbow dice, and I love them, and I want them in my life.
Rainbow dice?
Rainbow dice. Oh, I rolled a 6, I think.
6. Okay.
That's not enough.
That is not enough.
Essentially, as they emerge, and you see this pollen is just shooting out as they open the flower heads, you hear the Gritta yell out, "Alaroons!"
Alaroons?
Alaroon, yeah.
Alaroon. Alright.
No idea what that is.
So,
What does that mean? Do we shoot them?
So, first off, before all of this starts, if you could roll a charisma save, Scarlet.
That's a D20?
Oh, it's Scarlet?
Yeah.
A D20?
Yeah, exactly. And then add your saving throw.
8.
Oh, do you not have a... Do you have...
I have -1 in my...
And you don't have proficiency. Oh, yeah.
Cool. So, you are now charmed by the Alaroon in front of you. Meaning you cannot attack the Alaroon.
Any of them or just the one in front of her?
In front of her. And what's more, a charmed creature can't attack the charmer or the target the charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects. The charmer has advantage on any ability checks to socially interact with the creature, hence attack if attacked by the Alaroon. So you cannot attack number 1 that you're standing in front of. It's pretty.
What a beautiful flower.
So number 1 is gonna lash out with 2 lines at you.
And I can do nothing.
Well, you certainly can. I only rolled a 10.
I see 16.
You just managed to dodge out of the way because, like, I need to see the flower. Stop.
Stop doing that.
Silly flower. Can I have the class handbook?
Yeah, of course. Here you go.
Need to have a look at them invocations.
And number 2 is gonna move.
It's gonna move?
Just forward?
Yeah. Exactly. And then it's gonna strike out at you. That's it.
Iffy, that's fine.
Iffy. Well. That's gonna
just
be
iffy. That's fine.
and 18.
18. That hits like a overflower.
You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage, and you now need to make an athletics or acrobatic check.
Oh, that is the same for me anyway. 8 points of damage.
Yeah. No, sorry, is 5 points.
5 points of damage, right. Athletic, and that's a 15.
Enough. You managed to wrestle yourself free from the vines. It seems like it wanted to grab you as it struck out.
Okay.
And then number 3 is going to charge towards... it's going to move 15 feet towards Gritta. Attack her.
Flower.
Hops.
6 points of damage, which is not really a lot to Gritta. And she also managed to just... she seems to be a strong gal. And number 4 is going to move up towards Boka. And misses as well. It seems like his heavy armor just deflected the vines as they tried to strike out towards him. And then it is Iffizik.
Yes, I shoot at the flap.
Before you do, you need to make a charisma save.
Oh, charisma serve. And well, I mean, I have like, +7 for that, so that's
okay.
should be all right. No, I jinxed it. I done jinxed it, son. Let's see, that's
12.
That's 12.
12. Not enough. You cannot attack number 2.
Boo.
But you can attack number 1.
Yeah, I think I'll turn around and try to shoot at number 1 then. Try to Eldritch Blast it. No, actually, I will Eldritch Blast that one and that one because I have 2 rays. Yeah, and go.
Nice. Yeah.
Feel the fire. So,
it's not fire, it's force damage.
Oh yeah, I suppose you don't actually.
Feel the force.
You don't. I will use the force damage. The blue one is for number 1. The green one is for number 3. Because if I'm shooting 2 rays, I will be rolling them both at the same time. So that's a 15 and a 20.
Yeah, that hits perfect against number 1 and number 3.
Yes.
So roll 1d10 on each.
Yes.
And you can add your charisma modifier.
I can indeed. So let's see for the blue one. That's an 11 points of damage, and the other one that's an 8 points of damage, and both are pushed back 10 feet.
Nice.
So. If it's pushed back 10 feet, I'm assuming, is that there then?
Yeah, I would say you can either do that or...
Oh yeah, because otherwise being pushed back 5 feet would be... Yeah, that makes sense. So there, and this one goes there.
That one.
Yes?
Nice. Scarlet, it's your turn, unless you have any bonus action if you want to.
No, I don't think so. I do... No, because I'm assuming the kiss of Mephistopheles. First of all, the kiss of Mephistopheles would burn us all, so that would be bad. That would probably be bad.
Don't do that.
Fire bad, yo.
I love the idea of being a warlock of the fiend, and then just every day doing resistance to fire on yourself, and just essentially not caring. Just going, you burn, you burn.
I still can't attack number 1, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
Make a charisma save.
Oh gosh.
I think you have to be within like 10 feet of them, and then they spore you, I think. You are rolling. Is it because of bad math to dice?
You can attack number 4 as well now.
I was like, oh, that's pretty too.
For the listeners, they're pink and green marbled. It's a bit weird.
It's called like, Carnival.
I was more like Sam, but...
No, they're pink and they're like...
Did you roll a Christmas save at the end of your turn?
No, I did not.
Yeah, please do so, because we want to see if you get free of...
That's a 19.
You're now free of the mind-affecting...
Another 19.
Very well. But you cannot attack number 4.
So pretty though.
It's so pretty. teeth.
The first one.
So pretty. How do they get their teeth so white? Oh god, it's eating me now.
Oh my gosh.
You can try to, for instance, make a ranged attack against number 1 with disadvantage. Oh, sorry, not number 1.
Well, I will take my hand bow
Okay.
and shoot at number 2.
Very well. Roll with disadvantage then.
So, you have the other one there?
Yes.
Oh, everything is bad for you today.
9?
Not enough. You just shoot it over his head.
Unless it's like has an awful dexterity, then anything below 10 is always a miss.
Yeah, I know.
And that's the end of your turn, I guess. Then roll a save against number 1 to see if you break free of his control.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
My god.
Yes,
Don't fan mouth my dice again.
very well. Then it's Boka and Gritta. Boka
sensitive.
is...
Clearly.
Let's see what he's gonna do. He's gonna use one of his Bardic Inspiration. So he adds 1d6 to Gritta. So she can use that for an attack roll or ability save and so forth.
How does it give her inspiration?
Oh, my fair young lass. I like to see you rattle that tail behind your arse.
Well then.
You just hear the sigh from Crystal. Like, and apparently she just goes into a rage. You don't know if it's because she wants to attack or if she's just angry. And then she charges towards number 3. And she needs to make a save against charisma. She just makes it. Thank the Maker. Something happens. And then she makes an attack. And you can see, rather than actually having a weapon and so forth, it's like she wears a pair of gauntlets. And she just starts to pummel the
That's cool.
living daylight off the flower.
Only
She
for strong
hits.
women.
Some strong wolfy women.
Where's my 1d8s?
I like
it. Yeah, fine.
I like my women like I like the things that I'm hungry like. Wolves.
So she strikes it out and she deals 5 points of damage against number 3. And then she's going to use her Thunderous Blows feature, which means that she can push it 5 feet. She just needs to make a strength.
Push it.
Yeah. Basically, you just push the flower. Apparently that's the saying now. And that's that turn. Well, then it is the flower's turn again. And Boka fails to save, so he can't attack for him. And number 2 is going to attack you, Iffizik. That's going to be a 13 against your AC.
That's a miss.
That's a miss.
Closer protection, motherfuckers.
And number 1 is going to move 3 squares towards you, Scarlet. It's going to be a 17 against your AC.
Just hits.
That's going to be 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and you need to make athletics or acrobatics check.
I will do an acrobatics check. 12.
Someday you're gonna roll double digits.
Not enough. You're now grappled by the vines.
They're so pretty. Look at these pretty vines.
But you're grappled by that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Number 4 is going to attack Boka. Hits.
Just
We're gonna die by flowers.
I just realized he's sort of fat, so you could have called him Boka Rotund. And I just like that pun.
It's not allowed to take advantage. However, because he's in melee range, it's going to try to gulp him down.
Oh god!
So you see each bone is small, wide, and try to jump over his head.
Yikes!
But misses. It's actually the armored pauldrons are it's so pretty from the inside too.
Good.
And number 3 hasn't attacked, so it's gonna move 5 feet and misses. Essentially, one of the vines wrap around Grizz and she just emerges back out, ripping apart. You can see that froth from her mouth. Yes, I think it's your turn.
Right. I shall shoot the number 2 and number 1.
Yeah.
Blue for number 1 and green for number 2 again. That's a what? Maybe I should just fucking write down what my goddamn attack bonus is. That's a 13 for number 1 and hits. Okay, well the other one hits as well then. Right, I do. Number 1 takes 6 points of damage and is pushed back.
Yeah.
And number 2 takes 11 points of damage and is pushed back. Oh god.
Scarlet, it's your turn.
Okay.
So wondrous, that flower. Yeah, you had to save, so you're fine. Yeah.
Should I make a save?
That's at the end of your turn.
Okay. So the vines are wrapped around me, so I can't really do anything.
You're grabbing right now, so let's see what that means in terms of mechanics.
Why don't you grab by number 1?
No, number.
No.
Yeah,
I was grabbed on number 1.
Yeah, it moved 5 feet and then it had grabbed you.
Mm-hmm.
If I push it back, does it then? What happens then?
Let's see.
Is she pushed with it?
Yeah, actually, she would be pushed. Let's see. A ground creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. And the condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated or reduced to 0 hit points. The condition also ends if it affects and removes the ground creature from the reach of the grappler or affects it. No, actually, so she wouldn't be grappled anymore.
Boom!
Nice.
It's still pretty though. It's
still, number 1 and number 4 still pretty.
Yeah.
Number 2 isn't, so I will try with my bow again.
Okay, well, with disadvantage because you're in melee range. Okay.
6! Because,
not enough.
No.
Maybe it's because number 2 is also pretty. You're not sure.
You're not sure. Don't I have a bonus action?
Yeah, you do.
Can I do it again?
Yeah, actually you can attack twice on your
Oh,
turn,
yeah.
so, yeah. Because you can reload.
Is it with disadvantage?
Yeah,
yes.
So with disadvantage.
Yeah, 8.
You're not gonna roll another one there? On that 5? On that disadvantage there? See if maybe 5 is the higher one? I would have loved if 5 was like gonna be the higher one. Man,
you were mean to my dice, and now that they don't love me anymore.
Now you need to make a charisma save.
You need to bake those dice, man. Jeez. Oh my god.
Again, maybe it's because of your heightened senses that the smell is just too alluring. You just can't.
You just gotta get inside that flower.
Get inside me.
Feed me Seymour. How have we not made a Feed me Seymour joke yet? But sure, fine.
Boka sees that you are kind of having trouble getting out of this. So let's see if he has anything to cure that. Okay, he's going to use a second bardic inspiration to grant you a 1d6 bonus, which you, for instance, can spend on a save or an attack roll.
Okay.
They do have some weirdly, can I see some of them? There's some really soft edges. That's a bit weird.
That's a bonus action. Oh, right, he could attack with only. Well, he's going to do that now. Then, with his attack action, he's going to attack you twice with his battle axe.
Battle axe.
And that's a 19 on the die that hits. And he's going to spend a third level spell slot to use Divine Smite.
Damn. Oh, he's a
multiclassing bard and paladin.
I figured.
Ooh.
7 from the attack roll itself, plus 2, that's 9, and then that's going to be 3d8.
3 dirt.
A 1 and a 2, and a 5, so that's gonna
and a 1 and a 2.
So that's going to be 17 points of damage against the other room number 4. Hits on the second attack, where it's not going to spend a spell slot on that, so it takes an additional 9 points of damage. It's hard, yo.
Copper vaccine?
Savvy, man.
And
how old are you?
You can see that after he strike it twice, slash it twice, a sense of regret forms on his face, like, oh
no! Oh no! Why must I kill the things I love?
Greta moves towards the other room, Doesn't hit on the first attack. Okay, she's gonna use reckless attack, so she gets advantage. Doesn't hit on the second one as well. Then the second attack, she hits one time. 6 points of bludgeoning damage. That's against number 3. She just barely, like, ooh, it's, nope.
So pretty. I love it.
I love it. I love it. I should buy a bouquet when I get back home. And then number 1 is gonna move 15 feet towards you, Scarlet. Natural 20.
Oh boy.
Squat down.
Squat down.
And that's gonna be 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And then you need to make...
What was the hit? Oh, it was 20, yes.
Yes.
11 points, you say?
Did you roll twice?
And then you need to make an acrobatics athletics check.
Like that you can acrobatics your way out of the grappling hook going, wah! Sick dance moves, bro!
Yeah, I was...
Hey! 17!
You're fine. You're basically just dislocate your shoulder and sit out.
Ooh, I love that. Well, joke's on you.
Slide in the moon was. I deeply regret it now. And then number 4 is going to attack Boka. Natural 20 again. Damn.
Oh no! There's something wrong with this.
That's 5. That's 9 points of bludgeoning damage against Boka.
I am low on health.
Are you low on health?
Yeah,
Actually, she's been hit each time now. So.
Yeah, I suppose.
And
damn. It occurs to me that we have no healers. I mean, he's a paladin, so he can.
Hey, that's probably what's going to use this next turn on.
Yeah, probably.
Number 3 misses. Number 2 is going to move 15 feet.
That's how they say.
10 against your AC.
You can go fuck yourself.
I'm basically doing that like a flower. And yeah, that was their turn. Defeat. Time to
I will.
retribution.
Yes, swift and terrible retribution against the flowers, against our flowery overlords.
Disadvantage on your Eldritch Blast now, due to the fact that it's in melee range.
Is there a 5?
No, that's not a 5.
5 foot step is no longer a thing.
You can disengage as an action.
Oh yeah, I shan't be doing that. But can I shoot this twice?
You can easily shoot it. You just do it with disadvantage.
Even in the one that I'm fighting?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Due to the fact it's a ranged attack.
Yeah. Well, I shall. I actually have the requisite dice for that, so that's good. The blue is for the blue, the red is for the... Nice. So I try to double shoot this one.
How?
Can I push it back? I can't push it back 20 feet, right?
We have actually discussed it, and yeah, you can do so.
Really?
Yeah.
So it is pushed back for each ray?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's mad.
Yeah, exactly. Essentially, because at some time we get like 4 rays, so then...
And there was a disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Ah, boy. That's still a 15, so that should
15
hit.
that hits.
That should hit you.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's 9 points of damage. And ooh, I'm assuming 9 doesn't hit then.
Nope, that's not enough. Essentially, the impact from the blast makes your hand go up in the air.
Just kill a bird somewhere. Okay. Oh, I killed a bird. 2 HP for me. I think it has to be hostile, but all birds are hostile.
So 9 points of damage. Right. At this point, it seems number 4 is the one that taken the most damage, followed by number 1 and number 2 are not. They're not that badly damaged, but they have taken some damage, from what you can tell. Well, then it is Scarlet's turn.
And I'm still in charge by number 1 and number 4, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
And make the save.
How I can walk 40, so that's how many?
8
1,
squares.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can do this.
I think you have to. I'm assuming you have to make a save.
Yeah.
Against that one.
At the start of your turn, or if you end your turn after.
Save.
And from what you can tell, it seems that
Natural 20. Not you.
I mean, these files are good, but you
girl,
what are you doing?
You notice it has a slightly duller red flower.
It doesn't do anything for me.
No.
Okay, I will take my weapon.
Your long sword.
15.
15 hits.
Yes, and it is
1d8 if you
yes.
use one-handed weapon.
I'm using both.
Both. Okay, then you don't get the dueling. Because that you need to use one hand where you're holding.
I need to use both hands for dueling. Then I have +2 to my damage rolls.
No, it says if you use it in one hand, a one-handed weapon. Essentially, like imagine a fencer. That will be the dueling, yeah.
Yes, okay. Then I will take it in one hand, and that was a
D8 +2.
That's this one, right?
Yeah, exactly. +2 for the dueling, the fighting style, and then plus your strength.
Yes, that is 5, 8, 10 damage.
10 points.
10 damage.
Damage.
Damn. And you can attack one more time due to the fact you have extra attack.
Yes.
I mean,
8.
a roll of 1 is always a failure.
Yeah.
And you have the bardic inspiration, but it will only add 1d6, so that
it wouldn't help anyway if it's a 1. It's always a failure.
And let's see. And then you can make your saving throw against number 1 and number 4's charming effect.
13.
13. Just not enough. You could use your bardic inspiration. That will just get you over on the other side. The DC is 14.
You know what? I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, do it. Again, essentially you don't need to roll because it's 14, so...
Roll! Roll! We have to see if your other dice suck as well.
Yeah, was it D6?
Yeah, 1d6, yeah.
Let out, yay!
And you recall like, well, it's getting behind like, that actually rhymed, both of them rhymed, oh right, I feel inspired now. And yeah, so you're no longer charmed by the other rooms in the area.
She has to... Is it just a single roll for both of them?
Yeah.
Cool.
Usually it would be separated by the, I say, due to the pollen effect.
I suppose.
And Boka, seeing that you have taken quite a lot of damage, is actually going to risk it and just book away from number 4, provoking an attack of opportunity. It doesn't hit, so he just continues. And
hello.
Move 5 squares. Is that enough? He can move 5 squares. He has a
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
Yeah. And he's going to use Lay on Hands on you. How much damage have you taken?
I have taken 20 points of damage.
Okay, then he's going to spend 10 points of his Lay on Hands. You just received that.
So plus 10?
Yeah.
I should have had a shield.
Yeah.
Is there anything that prevents me from having a shield in one hand and just Eldritch blasting?
I don't think actually that Warlock has shield proficiency.
No, I don't think they have as well. I think you're right.
Very well, that is turn. Are you alright, lassie?
Good, better. Yes.
And Gritta is going to attack twice using Reckless. Dang, that's really bad on the first attack. Much better on the second. So she hits once again. That's gonna be 7 points of damage against number 3. That's their turn. And for the first time, she is actually enamored by number 3.
Oh no! Gritta!
She's enamored?
Yeah. Number 1 is gonna move 15 feet.
Towards
Boka and you. It's gonna attack out at Boka with its mines. It hits. It's gonna be 7 points of damage. It succeeds. 5 is down to. Number 4 is going to move 15 feet and attack out at Iffizik. What is it again? Your full name is Iffizik?
Iffizik the Red.
Yes. That's going to be a total of 14 against your AC.
Oh, that... If it's just on the number that hits, right? Yeah.
Yes. And then you take a total of 6 points of bludgeoning damage and you need to make an acrobatics or athletics check.
Oh, you can go suck a lemon with your damn acrobatics and your things. Oh boy, that's not good.
You are now grabbed.
I am grappled.
And number 3 is going to attack out at...
For if you have trouble with the math, for a trick is to have a separate column where you count up instead, because adding is much easier.
Yes.
I found that out last time.
Even with the advantages, number 3 doesn't hit the Gritta.
No, fuck that.
And number 2 has an attack range. So
nope.
That's going to be a 17 against your AC.
Just hits.
That's going to be 3 points of bludgeoning damage, and you need to make the whole skill check to see if you get grappled or not.
So, acrobatics.
That's a 20.
Natural 20.
20 on things.
It does hit you on your cheek, but you still manage to gracefully step out away, not getting wrapped on the actual vines.
And the vines go like this, and you go like, ah, tie you in a knot, you fuck.
Sleight of hand.
It just goes.
I just said I couldn't get anything out working as a florist. Yes.
Florist powers, aid me.
It's your turn now.
Right, I shall. Do I get disadvantage for?
No, you're not.
Right, I shall shoot this one and this one.
Yeah.
Blue's for number 1. Green is for 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. So that's a 12 for 1.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Actually, just catches one of the leaves, but
Okay, and then I deal 8 points of damage to 4, and it is moved out of the way, so I'm no longer.
And actually, it's not moved out of the way as much as just scattered into leaves.
Oh, it's dead.
Dead.
Oh! So I get
temporary hit points.
I get 12 temporary hit points. How does temporary hit points work?
It works essentially that you cannot get additional sources of temporary hit points. For instance, if you kill another creature, then you can only keep the temporary hit points you have, or take the new one, and they last until you take a short or long rest.
Interesting.
A long rest. Yeah, it's not like you can pile up on temporary hit points.
Okay, so now, right now I'm on a single hit point more than I started with.
Nice.
So yeah.
And let's see here. That was Iffizik. Right, then it is Scarlet's turn.
That is 13.
13, just enough. You cut down number 2. Or attempt to, at least.
No.
Oh, that's not that one. It's the
Yes, 2 seconds.
D8.
1 D8. That's the pretty one. 8 points of damage.
Punch of damage.
That's number 2. Yes. And that's including your dueling.
Yes.
Okay. Well.
Wait, that can be 8 if it's including it.
I have +2.
Yeah, but you also add the strength.
Add
the strength.
Plus 3, right?
Yeah. So that's 6, 9, 11.
Yes, I just take an additional 3 from the results.
I always forget strength mode.
Yeah. You also need to remember it for the attack rules, but I think you have.
It's now down in single digits. It's looking not so beautiful anymore.
Okay, so I will attack it again. It's 19 and plus 6, that's many. 25.
That's many.
It's many.
Okay, man.
Oh boy.
8, 11, 13 points of damage.
Again, you basically turn this flower into a salad.
14.
Which is weird because it's a flower and not a salad.
Oh no, yeah.
Perish.
Very well. Nice.
Add some croutons, a little chicken, some Caesar salad.
A little bit of dressing.
You eat it, you go insane, I'm assuming. But yes, you.
Oh, that's quite good. I'm trying to see if I can do the same. Boka says and try to slash out number 1. He hits with both his attacks, you can see. And it is down to single digits as well. And he needs to make a save. He succeeds. And then Gritta.
It occurs to me I should probably actually have made a save against number 4.
She fails her save actually. So she cannot attack number 3. So she's gonna charge towards number. Well, she actually doesn't have enough movement. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, she just has enough movement. She's gonna provoke an attack opportunity. Doesn't get hit. And then she just starts to pommel at the one. It succeeds on her save, which she does. Nice. Doesn't hit on the first attack. And hits on the second attack. Oh, I forgot to rage spells as well. Actually, that's going to be 5. That's going to be 8 points of bludgeoning damage towards number 1. Just enough. She actually just pulls down to the ground, just keeps on pushing it. Go back from where she came.
She repots it. Just goes. This one
No,
goes
now,
war.
a bonsai tree. So
Right,
the
so-
one is dead as well.
Dead as well.
So we're number 3 is on the
It's you and me, baby. It's you and me.
Number 3 is gonna move slowly, like, it's not very clever, so it doesn't have the sense of, like, flee for your life.
I'm assuming I have to.
You don't need to make a save on its turn.
Oh, okay. I
On
see.
your own turn. And it rolls a natural 1. Doesn't hit.
Alright, then go back and tell them. So it's me?
Yes.
I have to save first, right?
Yes.
Yes. That's fine. That's a 15. Saves, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that succeeds as well.
Yeah.
So.
Right, so I... oh god, then I have to... This... Let's go. This and this for the Eldritch Blasts on it, because I have disadvantage, I'm assuming.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's a good one. And that's a less good one, so 1 hits. That's... Wait, that's the wrong dice.
Again.
Hey, there we go, motherfucker. That's 14 points of damage.
Oh, damn, you have yourself.
And it gets pushed back. Get back, you devils! I go. Scottish for some reason. Get back, you fucks!
Hey, that's my accent. I think.
I think I'm working with an accent coach right now.
I'm working the whole coast. Scarlet, it's your turn.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You could also shoot it from range instead.
Nope.
Okay, then make a.
You have to make a save first. Nope. You're charmed, motherfucker.
Pretty. Yay.
It essentially, from where you see this toothy maw, it just turns into like the head of a fluffy kitten. It's like, oh, I want to put my head closer to it. Well, so you can't attack it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Can I
Sorry,
walk away? can I like?
If you haven't used all your movement, you can try to move away.
I have 2 left. Yes.
Yeah.
Fine.
And it's gonna be a 14 against your AC.
Doesn't.
I'm assuming you might as well actually just disengage since you don't actually have any more actions.
Yeah.
So-
you can. Yeah. You just then it doesn't occur and attack. So
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah. Then it is my turn again. Alright. Well, Gritta has one thing she can do. She can try to make a save because she can't attack it. Nope. It's a really pretty flower.
It's really pretty.
Then it is Boka's turn. What he's gonna do, when he comes for you. And he has a message and prestidigitation. Not really useful.
But it's a clean flower.
Ah.
Tastes like cinnamon now.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. That's how you get presentation. You're the fancy spice guy. Just go, oh yeah, boy.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
And you're still quite hurt, right?
26. Ain't that bad.
So why would you?
Then he's gonna move up towards you and spend a first level spell slot to cast Cure Wounds.
Whoop whoop. Hello.
Maximum! And that's gonna be 12 hit points you will gain.
Nice.
That's their turn. Then it's the flower's turn. You can kill one of them. Natural 1 again.
It's either or with
It
you.
actually wraps one of his mind around itself. It's so confused right now. Well, it's down to 14 health.
Right, I will shoot it twice with an Eldritch Blast. Oh no. Low singer. So that's a 14 and a 25.
Hits.
Both of them?
Yep.
Well, then it can go funk itself right in the...
A lot of things it can do to itself.
Yes, that is a... that's plus 4 each, so that's 8 to 16, that's 25 points of damage.
Yeah, you destroy.
And it goes flush, flush.
Essentially, you shoot in the ground, causing it to fly up in the air, and then shoot it down.
I go like this. I've heard there's guns in this universe.
Yeah, it actually
So this was this psychotic robot who had them. So
you managed to destroy the outer rooms. Very nice.
This concludes the first episode of Missing in the Mist. It marks only the beginning of the adventure of Scarlet Summergaze, played by Vanja, and Iffizik the Rat, who was played by Jens. The intro and outro music were respectively Virtutus Instrumenti and Lone Harvest by Kevin MacLeod, and the remaining pieces, which are mentioned in the description down below, were by Kevin MacLeod and Enda Gagne. Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you again in the next episode in Missing in the Mist.